What up, guys? It's Rob, HNRE42. I just wanted to make a video today about the Ruger SR9C. And this is no new firearm. This is not a new firearm by any means. This is my workhorse, though. I chose the Ruger SR9C for a couple of reasons. About probably getting close to 5 years ago. I'm really bad with time, but that's what I want to say. First off, why I chose it, and I'll be real brief because that's not what this video is about. But it just felt better in my hand than the Glock or the Springfield or the M&P. I think it has a lot to do with I have small hands and the thickness of the magazine well. Ruger made this about as thin as they possibly could and still be very, very strong. You can't squeeze it together. I've put this gun through hell and back, and if it was gonna break, it would break. No problems whatsoever. But it just felt better in my hands than the other guns. That's the main reason why I chose it. Let alone the fact that it's about $100 to $150 cheaper than the closest competitors. And a lot of people are familiar with the Ruger SR9. A lot of people are familiar with the C model, but less people are familiar with the C model, in my opinion. Now Ruger's came out with this Security and Ruger American, and all those guns are since the conception of this firearm. And I believe this gun's kind of got lost in the midst of the industry, in the hustle and bustle to the newest and greatest and latest. And I wanted to make this video because I think there's a lot of people that are looking for a carry gun that this particular gun will fit the bill, that just aren't aware of how good of a gun this is. Like I said, this was probably 5 years ago. I think this gun won Gun of the Year in 2012. I could be wrong on that date. Could have been 2011, but I believe it was 2012. And I believe Ruger was just way ahead of the times. If you look at 2018 SHOT Show, what you're seeing is the PPQ and the VP9 SC, or SK, I apologize. PPQ, I think, throwing a C model in there. But they're basically doing what Ruger done 4 or 5 years ago. And that is, when you get this gun, it comes with a 10-round flush fit carry mag and a 17-round, what I like to say, nightstand, range, or glove box mag. That was, for the time, a pretty innovative thing. And of course, it started with this gun being a full-size SR9 model. They chopped it here and here and gave you a 10-round mag. Codeboy32, good friend of mine, man, I respect a great deal, just put out a video about the PPQ and saying that they basically chopped it here and here, and it just wasn't enough changes for him to buy the new PPQ. And I agree with him. However, when I bought this gun, I didn't have the SR9 model, and I feel like in a way, I kind of got two guns in one. So, how's it held up? How's it been? You're talking, oh man, I wish I had a round count, and I do have in my safe some stuff wrote down to get me close. But this gun has had a ton of ammo put through it. And a lot of guys will say at least 500 rounds. No, I'm talking closer to 5,000 rounds. Probably not quite 5,000 yet, but we're getting close. We'll hit 5,000 this year for sure. It's had a lot of rounds put through it. And my son's over there in the floor kind of hanging out, so that's just part of being a dad, guys. I haven't put out a lot of videos lately, and just bear with me. But anyway, it's held up great. It's very dirty right now. Just had a shooting day with it, so I tore it all apart. And I just like to inspect things and kind of, I don't do it enough, to be honest. I don't have a lot of time to shoot right now. So when I squeeze in a shooting day, the last thing I want to do is come home, break everything down, start cleaning. I'm just not that guy. I should be, but I'm not good enough at it. In the process of breaking it down this time, I did find a flaw, quote unquote. A guide rod. It is a polymer guide rod. Well, it is a hybrid guide rod, like a lot of the modern firearms are using. But it's going to be hard to pick up on camera. But I can tell that spring is just getting to the point where it's going to lip over the end of the guide rod. And I can manually make it. I done that before I started the video. Not good. So I am going to be looking into either a new factory guide rod from Ruger, which is free. They'll ship it right to my door. Or possibly upgrading to a stainless steel guide rod. If you've had any, what word am I looking for, experience with that, let me know. I know, like with the Taurus G2, there's some pros and cons on upgrading that guide rod, that the gun wasn't designed to run like with the Lakeline, for example, and it's really beating the guns up. So I don't want that to happen. But just kind of give me your thoughts in the comments on changing this out to a beefier guide rod assembly. Other than that, I'm trying to remember if this gun, it's never once had a failure to fire or failure to eject or a failure to feed. It has had a failure to go into slide lock, and that's probably because I've ran the gun extremely dirty. Could have been the way I was holding the gun. I get a really high purchase on the pistol, and my thumbs sometimes get in the way, and that's user error. That's not the gun's fault. And I'm talking failure to go into slide lock out of those close to 5,000 rounds. Like, I could probably count on my hands and toes how many times it's ever even failed to go into slide lock. I'm from Kentucky, so yes, I count on my hands and toes. Other than that, man, I'm telling you, believe it or not, no failures. I trust my wife's life to this gun. And you guys that are married and have a family know where I'm coming from there. It's not just trusting your life. I'd put this gun in. This is actually my wife's favorite gun to shoot. I talked about getting rid of it and upgrading to the VP9, to be honest, VP9 SK, and she was like, "Man, don't get rid of that gun. Just buy the other one if that's what you want. Just do not get rid of that gun." She loves it. It's just been a fabulous gun for our family. I haven't made many changes to it at all. I polished this piece out just because in and out of the holster wear every single day. It did get some scuffs on it, so I polished it out. Other than that, I've done a at-home trigger job on this gun. There's some videos online on YouTube of how to do so, and yes, it really did help. I didn't pull the magazine disconnect out of it just because it is my carry gun, and I don't know. People go back and forth on that issue and changing any safety features on a carry gun. I've just chose not to. Some people say, you know, the safety alone eliminates it from being a carry gun for them. Well, at the time of purchasing this gun, that safety act right there was actually a huge selling feature for me. And like I said, my wife, she likes something with a manual safety. This gun really helped propel her into the firearms game, and I'm glad that it has a manual safety. Also does have a loaded chamber indicator on the top of the slide that a lot of people complain about. However, we love it. I love it. It does not get in the way of your sight picture whatsoever. That's completely false. Don't let anyone tell you different. And at any time, you can look at this gun and know whether it's hot instantly. And everyone's going to say, well, you should know anyway. Well, yeah, but real life happens, and if you keep your guns hot and you mess with your guns and you range your guns and you change your guns, you know, sometimes it does happen. And is that gun hot or not? Yes, you can do a press check. Yes, you can check. But in the middle of the night, in a completely dark environment, you can feel this gun and know if you got a round in the chamber. And that's a feature that I really, really like. I didn't even change the sights on it. It kind of has a factory big dot sight system, with the front sight being larger than the rears. It just works, man. It just totally works. So, speaking from experience, and someone that has really put this firearm through the ringer, through the paces, it's a winner, man. It's a keeper. It's a winner. And if you can find this gun for a sale price, even full retail, but at a sale price, jump on it. It is an exceptional firearm for a very good price. It's a great shooter. Glock 26, a lot of people compare this gun to, and I don't really know why. But the feel of this gun compared to that, there's just no comparison. You can get a full purchase on this gun. Most guys can, where you cannot with the smaller pistols, the Glock 26. I don't know what else to say, and I don't want to ramble, just to say something. So, hope you guys take my word for it. Check this gun out. It is probably, in my opinion, the most overlooked model, underrated, overlooked, and it just baffles me. That's it. That's all. We'll see you around, fellas and sisters.